Namaste, my friends. It's Ruby here. Alright, I want to talk to you guys today about birth charts. The reason I want to share this tool is because it played a significant role in my journey in the beginning when I was kind of like, I don't know who I am, all that good stuff. So, you can go to, let's see, I think it's cafeastrology.com. And you just look up the birth charts. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. Just have your name, your date of birth, and the city, state you were born, and of course your time of birth. You can find that on your birth certificate, but that really does help. You don't have to have it, but if you do, it really does help in, you know, getting the information that you're going to be looking for. So when you get your birth chart, this is what it's going to look like. You see, it's going to have a breakdown of all of the planets and whatnot in your zodiac, and these are significant because they make up you. There's no other person on the planet, especially if you have it down to your birth time. This is why I tell you about your birth time being so significant, because this identifies your rising sign, which I will give you a breakdown of what your rising means exactly. But this is very detailed and specific to you. So, and it's free. You know, it's a starting point, and it was for me anyway. So this is why I'm sharing the information. So there's three main signs that kind of make up who we are. Three main ones as far as on a day-to-day, you know, be like, okay, what kind of person is Ruby, right? Or what is Ruby? When we are talking astrologically, and remember, I am so functioning on an energetic level. This is kind of my understanding. My realm is in energy. And so this is why it's significant to me. So energetically, my sun is Virgo, my moon is Taurus, and my rising is Aries. Now, what I want to explain to you, to give you a little bit of a breakdown, what exactly do all of these things mean, right? Like what is the significance of you know, sun, moon, and rising. So the sun sign represents our vitality, a sense of individuality, and outward shining creative energy. So basically, it's kind of like that ultimate person that we're trying to reach. It's kind of like our goals, our strives, our highest version of ourself, right? The purest, highest version of ourself is that of our sign. So we're always striving to that excellence of our sun sign, right? So that this is what our sun means. Now, when we get to the moon represents the emotional responses. So it's the unconscious predestination and the self-image. So in other words, the moon would be more like how you're feeling. So when we're looking at energy, we would look at the moon energy, the Taurus energy. For me, I would look at my Taurus energy to see, how am I feeling emotionally? Where are my emotions that day? How are my emotions going to be affected by energy, people, places, things, whatnot in my day? I would look at my moon zodiac, okay? But also the moon is that of my emotions. People that know me personally, family, close friends, loved ones, they know me on the Taurus level, whereas the Virgo is more of that person I'm striving, which again, I would feel like would fall into what my family knows, but I think it's going to be also that part of me that is ambitious. My goal, my consciousness kind of evolves from that space. Now, what I want to get to is the rising. The rising is very interesting, because the rising is that part of us that, you know, is introduced to the world. So, for example, if you're meeting me for the first time, you're going to meet Ruby the Aries, right? So Ruby the Aries is a fiery energy, and so that fiery energy is just very, like, you know, not shy, just not exactly like my Virgo or my moon. It's I want to find the right wording for you guys, because I know that's a big deal. Okay, so the ascendant rising is a symbol of how one acts in life. It is the image of the personality as seen by others and the attitude that one has towards life. So true. So true. So where, you know how people say, oh, you just get a wild hair up your whatever and you want to get adventurous and you want to do something. That's more likely going to come from your rising sign, okay? So it's interesting when you can understand energy, which everything is energy, right? What I have found is just learning about all of this and then going back and seeing how I tie into all of it, how it connects to me personally. I learned so much about myself. And again, it's just the birth chart. It's the birth chart, and your energy centers of life experiences and whatnot. There was a reason our ancestors looked at the stars, okay? And this was long before any of us had any kind of writing or understanding of it, right? So clearly there's something about the stars. Well, it's all in the energy, understanding the energy. And what I like about doing it in this way, where I started, was I learned a significant amount of information in here that was very, very detailed. It helped me understand me, why I act in the way that I do, why I talk in the way that I do, why I move in the way that I do. And it was fascinating because I'd never really experienced it before or really understood it. And I was like, how can somebody random, information put together me on a piece of paper? Like, I can't even understand me and they get me, right? So fascinating stuff, but this is where I started. I started with the whole birth chart to kind of get a better understanding of who I was. And then, of course, it led on to more and more. It gets deeper and deeper. But I want to put together little videos right now to kind of give you a starting point. Start with your birth chart, okay? Look at your sun, your moon, and your rising. Now, there's also another, it gets deeper, right? Because, like, people are all like, well, what's the one thing everybody wants to know about? Love, right? I say love because it's like, anyway, love. Love is, if you're ever looking at the zodiac or your birth chart and you want to know where you stand in love, you can look at where Venus, the planet Venus, falls on your chart. And wherever Venus falls in your chart, that zodiac sign is going to be significant to you whenever love is being discussed. So, I like to look at, me personally, I like to look at my sun, my moon, my rising, right? What's going on with me as far as the energy in the day. And then I like to look at my love, of course, like everybody else, because it's so human and it's just fun. Why not? And then I look at my 7th house, which is my my business and my personal relationships, my home, my relation, my spouse, is, my work and home relationships, call that. And then I like to look at the 4th house. The 4th house is that of, our foundations, right? What I believe our foundations, right? Let me make sure I'm not telling you wrong, because it's been a little while since I've looked at it. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so the 4th house is that of home, family, roots, deep emotions, sense of self-worth, okay? I just like to look at that one. So, but once you learn about your birth chart, then you can kind of, like, whenever you hear people do tarot readings or stuff like that, you can go and you can kind of connect whatever the sign is reading for, where it might fall into your birth chart, and it'll kind of connect a little bit better with you when you can understand your chart. But let's start simple. Let's keep it real simple. Your sun, your moon, and rising. Who are you? This is what makes up who you are. Your higher self is your sun, right? The part of you that you are reaching, in life, your consciousness, where you're going, what you're striving for, right? Your moon, your emotions, who you are on an emotional level, how you're moving about in the world. And then, of course, your rising, which is that of who you are presented to be, who you're here experiencing life as, right? Because this is how you're seen, how you react in the world. All three significantly important. And if you can know who you are, just start there. And then it's fascinating what you'll find. I mean, continue to read your birth chart. There's too much information to share as far as what all you can find of it, but I'm telling you, this is where I started. I started with the birth chart and got a very clear understanding of all of the zodiac signs, what they kind of represent, right? So there's like there's this information I came across that was like a really quick reference on the different zodiac signs. So for example, Aries, I am, right? Taurus, I have. Gemini, I know. Cancer, I feel. Leo, I create. Virgo, I analyze. Totally analyze. Libra, I relate. Scorpio, I desire. Sagittarius, I understand. Capricorn, I utilize. Aquarius, I change. Pisces, I believe. Now those are just very simple, you know, 2 words that kind of just give you a really quick, you know, rundown of what that sign kind of tends to resemble a little bit more than others. But I mean, we're all different, and because we're made up of those 3, there's no one that is exactly the same. No one. It's fascinating what you'll learn. So this was just a real quick video I wanted to share with you guys. Try the birth chart. Try it. Start there. Sun, moon, rising, guys. Let me know what you find out. I'm here to, you know, walk with you, share my wisdom, share my journey, and I'm so excited, and I hold so much gratitude, grace, and wonder for you all. And I send you love and light. Namaste.